Hello crafty friends, I'm Lien from Studio Kato and I'm so glad you're joining me again today. Today's card is a super simple Christmas card and you could make this even simpler with a background of patterned paper or a background you already have lying around, but I decided to do some ink smooshing today. But I chose to do some ink smooshing today, and I am just using the Pinkfresh Studio inks for this. I'm using 3 different greens. I will list them all in the description below. I am stamping the ink cube down onto a slick surface. I am using a laminated sheet of white cardstock for this, but you can use anything that is slick and that will just hold the water and the ink. And I am spraying that with some water to activate it and then smooshing my background into it. And I am doing this in stages, and in between each stage I am heat setting this just to dry it. Drying it in between layers will let you layer more interesting patterns on top of each other. And to finish it off, I am also adding some gold splatter with the Finetech metallic gold paints. Now here's a quick little lesson on color theory for you guys. I first made this background in reds and it just looked like blood. You can't make red splattered backgrounds because they turn out looking quite horrific. So I threw that in the trash and I made one in green instead. But yeah, color theory is not just about, oh, red is a nice Christmassy color. It's also about context. Red splatter is not fun. It's not a fun background. While I was blabbering on about red splatter, I also stamped some of the images from the Mini Bird Crazy and Things stamp set by Stampers Anonymous in Versafine Onyx Black onto craft cardstock, and I heat embossed those with Wow Clear Gloss Superfine embossing powder. I also cut a strip of vellum. This happens to have a fun pattern on it that I find quite Christmassy, and I just cut a strip of that and I folded that around my background. To define this band a little bit more, I also put a line of gold on either side with the Posca gold paint marker. If you don't have these markers, they are a great investment. I only have one. I am looking to get the white one and the black one too. They are great replacements for your gel pens. They're acrylic paints, so they have great coverage and they write every single time. Now I folded that band around my background and then I glued a piece of cardboard behind that to give it some dimension, and I glued that on top of my note card. Now it's time to adhere my images, and I'm doing that with some foam squares. I already put them on the back because they are quite fiddly, so I always do that off camera, but I adhered them down and I was happy with it, but when you see the final result, you'll see that I changed just a tiny thing. Now, since I couldn't use red in my background, I decided to use red in my envelope, and I just took some Christmassy pattern paper for that. I folded an A2 sized envelope with my We Are Memory Keepers 123 punch board and glued that together with the Barely Art Precision Craft glue. And this was the finished card until I changed my mind. I decided to make some of the accents on the hat, as you can see here, and on the candy cane white. And I think that brought a little bit of life into these very simple images. And I also put some glare in the glasses. And that's it, a super simple Christmas card. I think my shortest video yet. And I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I made a card like this for Father's Day years ago, and that one turned out a lot better because I had a tie to use with it. So it was a bowler hat with some glasses and a tie, and that worked better because it was a longer design because of the tie. I think this still looks fun, but I prefer my original card. I hope you liked this card and I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up on this video and leave your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to read them. You can also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.